This is my review of Samurai Flamenco. Okay, so this episode is mainly to showcase the Army of Evil, as it's put in the title. So, the Army of Evil is the main antagonistic force of the next couple of episodes, led by King Torture. And all of his various generals are all monsters. And all of them have different powers and abilities, which are which are all unique, and trying to summarize them all in this one review isn't going to really do them justice, so I recommend watching this episode. Um, but yeah, throughout this episode, they fight various monsters, and throughout the episode, the Japanese Parliament is slowly becoming less and less concerned with civilian and other casualties, because throughout this entire episode, Samurai Flamenco is effortlessly handling them with some support from the Flamenco girls. But initially it starts off with a fight between one of the monsters before showing us what happened immediately after the scene from the last episode, where King Torture addressed the populace and said some basic supervillain stuff. He proclaimed that they were all going to be enslaved under him, and that Samurai Flamenco would be the only one to stop him. Yada yada yada. And Mario Maya is a bit upset at the fact that he calls out Samurai Flamenco by name, and it shows in this episode, because she wants to be with the person to go up against the big bad monster. So throughout this episode, we slowly see that start to corrupt more and more. And while their music career is continuing to flourish because they're able to get all of this excess energy out, as time goes on, she slowly becomes bored and starts to lose interest, mainly because she feels like she's a supporting character rather than a main one. And in truth, she is, but considering that she's this character whose entire thing is that the world is supposed to revolve around her, and she's supposed to be the center of attention, she's starting to feel a little bit hurt and a little bit left out. Meanwhile, Masayoshi is defeating the monsters, but is growing increasingly concerned, because while there are no civilian casualties, he is starting to worry a little bit about the monsters themselves, because he starts to feel like the monsters might be brainwashed and really don't have a choice in following along with Torture's evil plan. And it's kind of confirmed a little bit later, sort of, but for right now, that's just Masayoshi's theory. And he brings it up to his support group and his helpers while he's bringing it up, and Goto immediately assures him that he shouldn't worry about so much, and that he's doing the right thing regardless of how he feels about the monsters. And Masayoshi is able to calm down and feel a little bit better. And his career is starting to take off a little bit in this episode as well. Mainly because he is now, as he puts it, more complete in body and mind, and is able to better focus on his career better than he was before. And Masayoshi does point out in this episode that he is indeed very happy with the way things are going, because he feels like now that his career is taking off and he's now a full-fledged superhero, so he feels more complete, I guess. And he says as much to Goto, who's becoming increasingly concerned that he's popping up in media a bit more frequently than he was normally. And I have a feeling that the main reason Goto's concerned is because he feels like that the villains are going to eventually target Masayoshi next, even though Masayoshi is Samurai Flamenco and could probably handle himself, but who knows. And also throughout the episode, Masayoshi gets more and more interesting gadgets, which enable him to have better fighting capabilities. So that's one of the main things here. And this is also the first episode where Ishihara interacts with Samurai Flamenco directly, sort of. This is the first time she sees Samurai Flamenco in person and starts to question maybe they are the same person. So the thought has gone into her mind where she believes that Masayoshi is possibly Samurai Flamenco, and vice versa. but at the moment she's not quite sure, and sure enough, when she and Kono meet up again for the first time in a while, she starts to doubt. She does start to doubt his claims a little bit, but is also starting to believe them a little bit. So that's pretty noticeable. But overall, this episode was mainly just to ease viewers into the new type of format for the show, which is that they're going to be fighting a giant monster a couple of times each episode. So, and we mainly get to see some really interesting fight choreography and seeing how Samurai Flamenco deals with the baddie of the week and how he's able to actually deal with them. So, yeah, he uses some of his new gadgets. That's all I'm gonna say. But he gets some new gadgets. He uses them to fight bad guys, and it's an interesting, fun little time. But yeah, if you guys have seen this episode of Samurai Flamenco, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion on in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me out, so I would definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!